I don't like to call it, but arm wrestling is a game. When people say like they play on table, I don't like when someone says you play on table, but it is a game. And like any game, you can break the game, right? You can find hacks against the rules and all those different things. And what is the easiest or the purpose of arm wrestling? Like if we both arm wrestle, right? And I beat you. It's me opening up your joints. So this is the starting position, right? We want the wrist to be straight, knuckles shown, centered, and then I want to get you here.
If we are very simple about what we have to do in arm wrestling, for normal people, if you are not like super something mobile or some genetic freak or something, your arm will not go here past your shoulder.
Yep.
So if you are in that position, no one will win you here because it's impossible.
Yep.
Or
Your
you will
arm is
break
gonna
your humerus, your bone,
Yep.
or you will dislocate your shoulder, or you will break some ligament here. So how to beat you? It's not going here. So only way to beat you is open up your elbow flexors, open up your arm.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, you are here, you are maybe down in a hook, you are inside, all styles. If we are pulling inside, I'm still trying to open up, or you're trying, and I'm losing when someone is opening up here. I'm going top roll, doesn't matter. I can take your wrist pronator, but after that, my task is to open up your arm.
So it's usually like we open up the joints we work with. So wrist, right? This is why we don't say someone in this is in a winning position. Most of the time it's in a losing position because most techniques rely on it. If you open up the arm, rotate the forearm, right? You get the pronator, get the supination active.
It doesn't matter. And to win someone, you have to open
them up.
How you get to that? That's a question, and that's sometimes some style technique. But at the end, to win someone, you have to open up arm. And right now, question is what to do if you have done everything. You have that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
There is no more contractive tissue, muscles, contractive tissue which is holding. It's already like end of elastic range, and it's hard tissue. That's it.
So this is
and rules. There are rules. My shoulder is below table. Okay.
yeah,
But
because that's even worse. So the rule is it is like foul is for dangerous position, right? I have never seen anyone get injured there, right? You will so you can cause someone pain, right? Because you're literally hyperextending their arm. But if someone just gets here, like my arm doesn't go all the way down. Like this is most range of motion I can get. And if my upper arm, humerus, and my forearm is on the pad, like there's nowhere to go. Like you literally have to break it in the middle to go over it. So that was the rule against the king's move, right? If you dip below the table, you create a huge disadvantage for your opponent. Your arm is completely straight. There's no fighting. Someone has to literally break you to beat you, right? Of course, it's not a good position, but you can hold a lot there. Almost everyone will be very strong in this position, completely straight, especially if you just lay on here and you have maybe extra range to stay away from the pad.
Why we started to talk about this again? And it has been many examples, and we have seen that many times before. But last, probably the biggest one was Michael Todd against Gennady Kukhvinya, where I have to say that Mike was in absolutely straight arm position. And it's nothing against Mike. He was fighting till end, and of course he kept fighting, and everyone is doing that. But in my eyes, that arm was absolutely straight, and Gennady did everything. That's it. You can't. What he had to do for winning? What he had
his arm.
Break Mike's arm. The only way. Otherwise, that's it. If hard tissue, the bones, ligaments, all is strong enough, and Mike's arm is for years trained to be in that kind of stress position. That's it. And you don't have any more options to do something. If you in hook, you still have options. You top roll, you still have options. Here, he did everything to win, but he is not able to do anything more. And in arm wrestling, in my eyes, if your arm is absolutely straight, that's what we are looking for. That's what I try to do to win my opponent, to make his arm straight.
So this is what we're talking about. Right now, the rules is different. Rules doesn't state this. We looked at WF rules. I think in IFA rules, they have it. Arm cannot be in a straight position, right? And straight position can be different things, but almost everyone, if your arm straightens like this, right? Someone can hyperextend it here, right? That is as straight as it can get. In rules, there's nothing written about it. And like we're talking about, it is a huge disadvantage for someone to get to this position. Because like there's a training video of Hermes preparing for Michael Todd, and he has this metal thing or wood thing, and it's literally like that. When you hit someone on a straight arm, we have a lot of times someone comes in, I would say novice level arm wrestler, and they can pull in this position. Somehow they feel extremely strong because you literally have to break their arm. And all you can do, you kind of stuck there, you're trying to cause them as much pain as they're gonna give up. Some people just don't give up.
I will repeat one more time. It's not Mike's fault. It's not his problem or whatever. He's fighter, and he will fight till end, and he will do everything what's necessary to win. And I would do the same if I'm in a bad position. I would try. And for me, question is rules and referees. Rules and referees. There is straight arm, and we are talking more about should we need to change something in a WAF? Should we need to change something in East-West? If straight arm wrestling is something we are looking forward, and that's the future of arm wrestling. And right now, everyone have to start to train.
If you ask Devin says that is the future.
Okay. Should I start to train and just hold here with my straight arm and condition my arm that I can, because right now my shoulder is above table.
And if I'm stuck here, you're pronated, you can literally like you go.
If I can turn away a little bit here,
I have nowhere to go.
Should I train and condition my arm to be strong here? And that's the future. And maybe, but I don't see that as a. Yes, sometimes it makes maybe some fights more entertaining, but
no, it makes fights longer because, like, literally, you just run out of options. That's the only option, right? It is the only option. If you can hover over the pad, but I think the rules of the game is to open someone up. This is why we start like this. We don't start like this. Right? You could technically, if you can shoulders high, like you can start like this, and this is fine. Right? Like I think technically you can start.
And
like
generally,
this.
Mike did everything under rules of modern arm wrestling or whatever. But
Mike never goes to rules meetings and says what can I do this like Devin will do. But he will be like, if I do this, my shoulder is here. Is it fine? It's fine. And most of the match, Mike will stay here. The thing is, for a little bit, if you get someone fully extended and you go hard, you hit a wall and you lose so much power instantly. Just Google some of the matches and you will see how fast really strong arm wrestlers, they lose the hand. Because the first thing that will break is the wrist. Almost everyone is going to break the wrist because it's the first joint that hits the arm, right? So this is more about we feel it's unfair. We feel it breaks the rules when someone is allowed to do this all the time. It's not about Mike. There's a lot of guys that do it. And there's a lot of times in the matches when it should be stopped because the other guy is suffering. Devin's thing is it's evolution. But why should one guy suffer? The guy that is actually fighting. Why should be the defensive guy that is the one that's winning in this one? Right? Because if you don't attack, it's usually the guy that is attacking. It's never the guy that is defending.
Because people who are discussing about that, and they say, okay, if you are going from flop press or you are it's still joint, it's still ligament, it's still tendon or whatever they call it. But there is option. You can always open up, over rotate. You in that position, it's trap. That's it. Yeah. There is no other way against that move. There is no other option, and it's fight sport. It's fight sport against any move. You are able to find something you can put against that. And here, that's it. And you watch. And if you are kind of experience enough in arm wrestling, you see what's happening and you understand what will happen next, and you are just like two options, or the one who is trying to press will gas out, or other guy will break his arm.
Or like sometimes there's so much pain. Like we had a lot of guys that come in and like I'll be stuck, right? And I know if I just keep rotating, they will have so much pain they have to give up, right? But
If you keep rotating,
exactly,
But,
but most of the time,
if you keep pressing, and
most times you're just stuck there. This is why like Jerry will get his wrist all under, like him and Mike, and he just stuck there. He just cannot move outside.
you remember fight Jerry against Mike? It was forever.
Yeah, yeah, because they're just stuck in position.
And Mike is improved, and Mike is right now. Mike, he's even much more upgraded in the style and position.
This is not like Mike now. Arm wrestles very much on the table. Like the jokes under the table, I think it's kind of gone. But I think every time you get your arm straight, like even Devin said like he almost won Levin in that match, but his arm was as straight as it can be, and his shoulder was under the pad, I think, under the table, and like it is a rule to break the rules.
We take Mike and Devon and as examples, but that's there are many. If you will check video, if you will find it, there are many examples in YouTube, and it's probably the toughest part is who will be the one who will say, okay, it's straight. But sometimes you can see it's absolutely straight, and it's end of elastic. If you take any arm, there is some elastic range of motion, and it's hard. It's like hard stop. That's it. Bone against bone.
Heard it?
I hear this like clicking. If I take your wrist, it's elastic. But anyway, if you stretch your muscles hard enough, there will be one point where it's hard stop. It's joint against joint. It's bone on bone, and that's it. And especially if we talk about super heavyweights with big arms, big triceps, they're laying down. Maybe some skinny arms still can get. It's higher. It's big arm. It's higher. It's absolutely straight. That's
and
it.
most guys aren't
That's
just
it.
straight now. Yeah.
Yeah, and if normally they already are maybe on some 160, 150 degrees with that strength of the opponent, sometimes and I don't think I have seen Mike's arm much straighter than it was in the first round against Gennady.
What do you think is the fix? Rules should change.
Rules?
Referee should say like, that was a straight arm.
I don't know if is example or Paul or what Igor Mazarenko, but they have this rule. They have this rule, and it's absolutely fair. And it should be, first of all, rules. Second, education of referees, where they notice, because in a WAF, it's all about kind of this dangerous position. In a professional arm wrestling,
no, it shouldn't exist. Like
there is no question about dangerous. It's about.
I think it's just written down dangerous position. I looked at also the bylaws and all the rules and everything. There's nothing explained about like what the hell is a dangerous position. So it is still kind of murky. The whole idea is like we believe it's unfair. We believe as soon as your arm is straight, that should be a loss. That should be a loss. Like it's done. It's done. And if you tell me like, oh, that's 1 degree still left for the straight arm, don't bullshit me, right? We all know. So I think everyone can adapt to understand this. And of course it will make matches longer, but sometimes it makes matches a little bit unfair. Like, as you will drain so much energy trying literally to go through a steel or something. Like, we're open, like, let us know in the comment section. Can you explain how this, if you think it is fair, if you think straight arm should be part of arm wrestling, explain it to us. We would love to hear it. I would love to hear an argument.
Absolutely.
Maybe there's some good argument, but then people will talk about, like you said, press, right? But press, there's still things to open.
Exactly.
There is still things to open, right? But when you completely open, okay, we took away the rule where the guys were under the table because it was clearly super unfair. Like, if I just fall down and I can keep this up, right? And I can get this, most of the time I'm stuck, I can't even get up. Like, if I get up, I will lose, right? Because it's a hinge now, right? So
And I'm not talking about open arm top roll, or when you can be strong in some position, but your arm is still maybe not this, but it's absolutely end range of joint, like anatomical.
Yes.
When it's 100.
When you hit the end range, I think that should be it for the round. Like I want to hear from athletes. What does athletes think? Because almost no athlete will disagree with us, except maybe Devon, because Devon's fighting for King's Move forever, and I understand it. But I think like open arm top roll is fine because you're literally still fighting. You're here, but as soon as someone opens up, you have to take the loss. I think you have to take the loss.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not saying that we should always say that you don't need a strength to do that. You don't need any skill to do that.
Oh, you need it.
You
sure.
Absolutely.
I can't do that. I can't really be in a straight position and kind of do. I can't.
But I just
causes so
and
much.
maybe with my pronation control and hand, I believe I could get quite advanced in that position if I would train for that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a future of what I want to see me doing on a table.
And then 10 years later, 10 years later, yeah, this is like, right, delete the video. Guys, forget.
No.
I was young and dumb.
Yeah, we always, and it's good that we, after some time, say, okay, I was wrong. It could be so. But right now, I believe this is wrong.
Listen,
this is wrong, right?
I think, like, for me, if someone goes like very open arm top roll, I think it is kind of like you have to be very complete arm wrestler to understand how you transition to a press. I think it makes sport better. But as soon as the arm is straightened out as much as it can, I think that's where we draw the line. Because I have no problem, guys, flop pressing, open arm top rolling. If someone's like here, it's fine, right? It shows the range that you can transition, you can do those things. But as soon as someone opens you up as much as he can and you kind of hover over the pad just because of advantage, right? That's where I draw the line. Yeah. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah. And I hope that we will have some good discussion in WAF, in East-West, in other main organizations in arm wrestling, and also between athletes. That there should be some really changes in the rules and in understanding of what is probably, I would say, fair or not fair in a sport.
Yeah, because we're trying to make this sport fairer, and like we said, athletes, let us know, and fans, let us know also. Stay strong
And love arm wrestling.